1 second. Right, I believe we have some footage that has been taken on a mobile phone. Let's have a look at it.
Look, look.
A drone glides over the rugged coast of Northern Ireland, recording something no one was supposed to notice. Below, the Giant's Causeway unfolds, its towering hexagonal basalt columns jutting from the ground like the shattered backbone of an ancient giant. Tourists wander across the stones, cameras clicking. Waves slam into the cliffs. At first, everything seems perfectly ordinary. Then, the rock shifts. A massive slab of basalt slowly slides outward, not by chance, but with purpose. Behind it lies pure darkness. A hidden chamber, one that should not exist, reveals itself for just 11 seconds before the stone glides back into place, sealing the opening as if nothing ever happened. Tourists felt the ground shudder beneath their feet. The drone saw it all. And when investigators later reviewed the footage, what appeared inside that concealed space would haunt them for the rest of their careers. Earlier today, crowds gathered here. Tourists, historians, geologists, architects, even experts on giants, closely studying the rock face for any trace of Finn McCool, the legendary giant of Irish lore. But this story goes far beyond Ireland. From the cliffs of Turkey to the forests of Scotland, from deep beneath Kentucky to the silent underwater graves off Malaysia, the Earth is hiding something. Sealed chambers, unexplained remains, doors that seem to open and close on their own. And now, some of those secrets are beginning to reveal themselves. Here in Northern Ireland stands one of the world's most extraordinary landmarks, a place where science and myth collide. Every year, people travel from across the globe to see the Giant's Causeway, a place some now call the Breathing Door. For centuries, the Giant's Causeway has fascinated visitors. According to ancient Irish legend, it was built by the giant Finn McCool himself. Scientists say the Giant's Causeway was formed by volcanic activity nearly 60 million years ago. But neither science nor legend could explain what happened that afternoon. The tourist who launched the drone was only trying to capture a better view. As the camera hovered near a towering wall of interlocking columns, a single slab of stone began to shift. It didn't crack or collapse. It slid outward, slowly and deliberately, as if something behind it was pushing forward. Several people on the ground saw it too. Before anyone could respond, the slab glided back into place. The rock sealed itself completely. When investigators later studied the footage frame by frame, there was no opening, no fracture, no sign that anything had ever moved. Then came the sonar scan, raising new questions beneath the stunning hexagonal stones and the long-told beauty of the legend behind the causeway. Legend tells of the great giant Finn McCool, who is said to have built this stone causeway all the way to Scotland to challenge a powerful rival. But the chamber hidden behind that basalt door was not empty. The scan revealed several tall, upright shapes standing inside the hollow space. Their forms were slender and motionless. They resembled human bodies, yet they were far taller than any people known from either ancient history or modern times. The figures were arranged in a straight line, evenly spaced, as if placed there on purpose. One geologist who examined the data made a troubling observation. Basalt does not naturally harden around objects standing perfectly upright unless those objects were already in position before the rock solidified. Another expert pointed to signs of rapid cooling within the chamber, suggesting the figures may have been trapped during a sudden volcanic event thousands of years ago. Anyone standing inside at that moment would have been encased as molten rock cooled and hardened around them, sealed in place forever. Around 65 million years ago, deep cracks opened in the Earth's crust and lava began to spill out. As it cooled, the molten rock hardened into strikingly regular shapes. That uniform pattern exists because the rock is basalt. But something else has kept researchers awake at night. Sensors placed near the sealed chamber detected faint vibrations behind the stone wall. The movement traveled through the rock in a slow, repeating rhythm. Some scientists dismissed it as natural pressure shifts. Others weren't convinced. Authorities denied everything. They refused to release the sonar images, insisting the so-called basalt door was nothing more than a natural illusion. According to them, no internal chamber existed at all. Yet quietly, access to the exact section where the opening appeared was suddenly restricted. Whatever stands inside that hidden chamber has been there for thousands of years. But the stone door still moves, and that raises an unsettling question no one wants to ask. What if those figures aren't as motionless as they seem? Then came reports of something even stranger, a clear, unmistakable sound of snoring echoing from within the mountain. Yes, snoring coming from inside the rock itself, which leads to a startling possibility that the legendary giant Finn McCool may not be a myth after all, but sleeping deep within the mountain. And this isn't the only structure no one expected to find. People expect pyramids in Egypt. They expect them in Mexico. No one expects to discover one hidden deep in the Scottish Highlands. Yet there it stands, a 41-foot granite pyramid, perfectly formed, rising from a quiet hill within the Balmoral estate. No roads lead to it. No signs point the way. Reaching it requires a long walk through dense forest and uneven ground. And when you finally arrive, something about the place feels deeply unsettling. Queen Victoria ordered the pyramid built in 1861 after the death of her husband, Prince Albert. Her grief was overwhelming. She wore black for the rest of her life and insisted that his personal belongings remain exactly as he left them, untouched, frozen in time. She placed the entire palace into a state of permanent mourning. And when grief reaches that level of obsession, it raises an uncomfortable question. What did she truly intend this structure to be? The granite pyramid was commissioned by Queen Victoria to honor her beloved husband, Prince Albert, after his death on December 14, 1861. Surrounding the pyramid are 10 stone cairns. Cairns are ancient markers, traditionally used to mark burial sites or define territorial boundaries. But when researchers began studying old maps, they noticed something unsettling. The cairns around the pyramid appear to follow a deliberate pattern, one never mentioned in any official record. Some researchers believe they align with the sunrise at specific times of the year, a feature commonly found at ancient ritual sites, not in Victorian-era memorials. Visitors often say the area around the pyramid feels unnaturally cold, even in warmer months. Some hikers report that their compasses begin to spin wildly near the top of the structure. Compass malfunctions usually occur near strong magnetic fields, leading some to speculate that the pyramid may contain materials that interfere with magnetic readings. No official investigation has ever fully explained these claims. What is undeniable is the pyramid's condition. After more than 150 years of harsh highland weather, it remains almost perfectly preserved. Granite typically erodes, fractures, and weakens under constant rain and cold, but this structure shows remarkably little wear. Geologists who have examined it say the stone appears unusually resilient, as if construction techniques were used that go beyond standard Victorian-era masonry. Many visitors also describe a strange sensation of being watched while standing near it. Queen Victoria built this pyramid during a period of overwhelming grief. Whatever her true intentions were, she carried them with her to the grave, and so the pyramid still stands in the forest, silent, precise, and unexplained. Unlike the pyramids of Egypt, which are surrounded by endless debates and theories about their construction, this one is more straightforward in origin. It was erected here in the early 1860s, likely around 1862, commissioned by Queen Victoria after the death of her husband, Prince Albert. These are the tombs that sealed themselves from within. The cliffs of Myra rise in sheer walls of ancient stone, their surfaces dotted with openings that look like windows. From a distance, they resemble an abandoned village carved into the mountainside. But these are not homes, they are tombs. More than 2,000 years ago, the ancient Lycians carved these chambers directly into the rock. They believed the soul required a proper dwelling after death, so they built entire cliffside neighborhoods for the dead, complete with balconies, columns, and painted interiors. The most unsettling of these structures is the Lion Tomb. Inside stand 11 life-sized stone figures, carefully arranged with their carved eyes fixed on the sarcophagus. Archaeologists believe they represent members of the deceased's family. But darker theories suggest another possibility, that these figures symbolize attendants who were sacrificed to follow the tomb's owner into the afterlife. Each tomb was made for a different individual, and if you understand the history, the details begin to stand out. The design of each grave reflects the status of the person buried inside, rank, wealth, and importance carved directly into stone. But what makes Myra truly disturbing lies deeper within the necropolis. Several tomb entrances show clear signs that they were sealed from the inside. This is rare and deeply unsettling because no one can explain why someone trapped in a tomb would try to close it behind them, or why anyone inside would attempt to escape after it was sealed. Even more troubling are scorch marks found on walls inside chambers that had remained closed for centuries. Fire requires oxygen, and these tombs should have had none. Yet something burned within them. Radiation readings taken near several of the tombs are higher than expected for natural stone, and the source has never been identified. Adding to the mystery, the Church of St. Nicholas sits directly below the necropolis, meaning Christian worship has taken place for centuries beneath a vast city of the ancient dead. Whatever happened inside those chambers, the people who sealed them clearly never wanted the truth to be discovered. Dating back to the 4th or 5th century BC, this remarkable burial complex, known as the Sea Necropolis, was designed to resemble a thriving city carved into stone. Far away, in a place where the earth seems to swallow the living, Mammoth Cave in Kentucky stretches more than 360 miles beneath the surface. It is the longest known cave system in the world. Many of its deepest passages remain unexplored, growing narrow and unstable, filled with pockets of toxic air. Those who wander into the wrong sections can become disoriented, and some never return. For thousands of years, humans used this cave for shelter and for burial. Archaeologists have discovered mummified bodies preserved by the cave's dry, stable conditions, some dating back several thousand years. But one discovery unsettled researchers more than any other: a body crushed beneath a 2-ton rock. The position of the mummy suggested the person was kneeling at the moment of death, possibly engaged in a ritual, or attempting to enter a chamber that was never meant to be opened. Other mummies discovered deep inside the cave tell a very different story. Some were found lying calmly, with no signs of panic or struggle. Their hands were carefully folded. Their faces appeared peaceful, almost accepting. Experts believe these individuals may have entered the cave willingly, fully aware they would never return, choosing the darkness as a place to die. Native American oral traditions speak of shadowy spirits that dwell beneath the earth. Elders warned that the dead walk through those tunnels and that certain chambers were forbidden, places no living person should ever enter. Those warnings were passed down for generations, long before modern explorers ever set foot inside the cave. Even today, explorers report unsettling experiences. Some describe hearing faint whispering sounds while completely alone, voices echoing from passages that appear empty. No source has ever been identified. The cave seems to speak only when no one is listening closely enough to understand. Archaeological evidence shows that the earliest people to inhabit this valley, prehistoric Native Americans dating back as far as 2000 BC, used the cave extensively. It served not only as shelter, but as a sacred place of burial. Human remains have been found carefully placed within its depths, suggesting ritual, reverence, and purpose. Across every continent, stone carries memory. Hidden beneath forests, mountains, and ancient ruins, the earth holds its secrets patiently. Doors shift in Ireland. Pyramids stand waiting in silence. Tombs seal themselves from the inside. And deep within the world's caves, the dead rest in positions that suggest they knew exactly what awaited them. We build our cities on the surface and assume we understand the world we live in. But beneath our feet lie chambers we have never opened, passages we have never mapped, and remains that defy explanation. The stone remembers what we have forgotten, and sometimes, when no one is watching, it moves.